tonight. Tonight, you see Generation Next take its place at the top of Ring of Honor as the greatest faction in the history of this company, at the expense of the Second City Saints. And tonight, we put that has-been, Ricky Steamboat, right where he belongs, on the outside, looking in.
Oh, how you like that one, Ricky?
Shut up!
Man, shut
Tonight, when we destroy, not if, but when we destroy Ricky Steamboat and the Second City Saints, there will be but one thing left to do, and that's come for the ROH World Title.
For our main event here, Gary Moore calling for the handshake. The code of honor to be followed. Of course, Generation Next disrespecting their opponents, not following the code of honor. We have one of the hottest rivalries here in ROH right now. Starting it off, Jimmy Jacobs against Alex Shelley.
And it's a rivalry within the rivalry. Of course, the Second City Saints have challenged Generation Next, and that feud has intensified over the last few programs. But this is almost a feud inside the feud. Jimmy Jacobs and Alex Shelley, former tag team partners, have had some intense matchups lately. Of course, Jimmy Jacobs completely disrespected by Shelley. Shelley, of course, had blamed Jacobs for holding him back, but that was the impetus for him starting Generation Next.
It's going to get more violent tomorrow night in Chicago because these two are going to meet in a no DQ I quit match. Jacobs, he's been defeated by Shelley time and time again, and he wants that victory more than anything else in the world. Now, you might be asking yourself, why is Jimmy Jacobs in this match?
Why is Jimmy Jacobs in this match?
There you go, Mark. Actually, you asked me, not yourself. But anyways, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat needed a third person on this team since Colt Cabana is still out for an injury, and he selected Jimmy Jacobs. Steamboat has really taken a liking to Jimmy Jacobs, and the compliments don't get much higher than that.
And Jimmy Jacobs, of course, was instantly accepted just for the opportunity to be in the ring one more time with Alex Shelley.
Generation Next against the Second City Saints has become one of the hottest feuds in ROH ever since Death Before Dishonor Part 2, when Generation Next jumped the Saints in their own hometown of Chicago, ruining the victory celebration after that Chicago street fight. And then to add insult to injury, they made Ricky the Dragon Steamboat watch the attack by tying him to the ropes. Interesting submission there by Shelley on Jacobs.
Alex Shelley giving a little bit of a preview of the I Quit match tomorrow night between, there's Tracy Brooks at ringside.
CM Punk's girlfriend, the beautiful Tracy Brooks, making a return to ROH tonight. Insulting slap back and forth. Midnight Express reunion saw Shelley and Austin Aries as the survivors in the 8-man elimination that featured Jacobs, Ace Steel, CM Punk, John Walters IV on that side, managed by Steamboat. So the Punk, Steel, Jacob, Steamboat side still looking for revenge on Generation Next as things get intense with Shelley and Jacobs.
Jimmy Jacobs would love nothing better than consecutive victories over Alex Shelley. And Jimmy Jacobs, as I mentioned earlier, has improved so much, though he's still kind of got that Jackie Joyner cursing thing going on with the one-legged tights, doesn't he?
I guess so. Shelley looking towards his corner. He's got Jack Evans and Austin Aries to tag in. Here comes CM Punk.
Now, at what level is CM Punk right now? Because he took a beating from Homicide earlier. Homicide jabbed him with the edge of the chair. By the way, not that I'm trying to give lessons on how to hit somebody with a chair, but it can actually be more damaging to hit somebody with the edge of the chair like Homicide did than it is with the flat of the chair.
CM Punk suffering that injured neck. We saw his promo at intermission saying he'll be okay for this because pride is on the line. Him and Aries going at it. Aries looking to even the score against Punk as Punk defeated him at Glory by Honor 3 in that singles match when Steve Corino returned. Back elbow by Aries connects with Punk.
Austin Aries. You know, you look at Austin Aries and you think he's just one more big victory away from doing anything he wants in ROH, including winning that ROH World title.
He definitely has world champion written all over him. In fact, him and Shelley, it seemed they had a little discussion in the ring about who would be going after that title. That's another subject, though, for another time, as there's a beautiful backbreaker by CM Punk, similar to what we saw in the Homicide match.
Double arm backbreaker, now a step over toe hold by CM Punk. Now CM Punk, probably the captain of this team, rolls through with the step over toe hold and tags in Ace Steel.
We did see Aries make mention of the world title before this match in the promo that Generation Next cut. So it is interesting to see what's going to happen and who from Generation Next will challenge for that belt.
Now Ace Steel in the ring, the cover on Shelley, or on Aries rather, and gives Evans and Shelley a taste before turning his attention back to Aries. And something that needs to be pointed out here, for all the noise that Generation Next has made, how many championships have they won?
Well, they started at the, that's a good point, they really haven't gotten a lot of title shots though.
Oh, they've had title shots, but they haven't, you know, they've had a couple of shots, especially Alex Shelley at the Pure title, and hasn't been able to take the gold home.
They've come close. They have those. They've really come a long way considering this is a faction that's only been in existence since May 22nd. They started at the bottom. They took all the spots. They were looking to take the Second City Saints spot here and be known as the top faction in ROH. And you've got to figure title belts will be in their future, and it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Ace Steel unloading on Aries.
Of course, I know we brought this up before, but promise to quit turning this into a history lesson at some point, but I can't look at Ace Steel without thinking of that incredible performance by Ace Steel and CM Punk against the Prophecy in that Chicago street fight.
Absolutely unbelievable. Jack Evans now in. Here comes CM Punk.
Who's cockier, Punk or Evans?
What the hell was that?
Breakdancing makes its return.
Are we going to see Punk breakdance? I certainly hope not. This crowd is ready for this six-man war.
Oh, I thought he was going to moonwalk there for a second.
Oh, a backflip in the face of CM Punk. That is just insulting. And he gets schoolboyed as a result.
Brings him high for the vertical suplex.
At least they're shutting him up here.
And just drops him into the brain buster. Who did Jack Evans think he was going to intimidate?
Punk nails him in the back of the head. Gary Moore with a 2 count, a cocky cover by Punk. He wasn't going for the win there. You see Steamboat watching his team perform. I still can't believe when we saw a Steamboat and Mick Foley.
I couldn't believe that, and I can't believe I still shake my head every time I see Ricky Steamboat in CM Punk's corner.
What a feud they had this year. You never would have thought that you'd see this. Evans going airborne but gets caught in an atomic drop.
More great moments as we celebrate ROH's 50th show. The feud between CM Punk and Ricky Steamboat.
That was something else, a feud of the year candidate. And right now, CM Punk introducing Jack Evans to various parts of that turnbuckle padding. Of course, there's nothing but a steel knob behind that padding, and that's not a heck of a lot of padding there.
You know, we make a big issue of how cocky and arrogant Jack Evans is, and well, he is. But Jack Evans is also a really tough guy. I don't think Evans gets the credit he deserves for being as tough as he is. Giant swing with Ace Steel on the second buckle.
Oh, they just took his head off.
Giant swing into a drop kick from the second rope.
We got a cover. Austin Aries quick to make the save. Generation Next needs this win to prove they're the top faction.
Any combination of the Second City Saints has to be considered leading contenders for the Tag Team Championship.
Ace Steel trying to take the nose off the face of Jack Evans.
We have seen Jack Evans take some unbelievable high-risk moves. Some of them, like at Scramble Cage Melee, have paid off. And some of them have just, has been where he was literally unconscious lying on the floor. And he's come back. Nice athletic move by Ace Steel with the drop kick into the inside cradle. And again, Jack Evans kicks out.
Jack Evans is proving his toughness. And this is a guy that Bryan Danielson stretched in so many unnatural ways at Survival of the Fittest.
Yeah, but he's used to being stretched. This is a product of the Stu Hart dungeon.
The robot! Alright, that was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in an ROH ring.
If anybody moonwalks, I think the referee should call for disqualification.
Here comes Jimmy Jacobs. So far, Steamboat's team is dominating.
The pure wrestling team, the Steamboat, would refer to them as.
He takes a lot of pride in that.
Well, Steamboat should. He was a great wrestler. Just a brilliant tactical.
Jack Evans showing some signs of life, but Jacobs quickly cuts him off. Oh, Jacobs trying to cave in his ribs. And Shelley and Aries had to make the save, and they do it in a rude way, jumping Jacobs over the top rope.
And speaking of rude, here come the Second City Saints.
Aries and Shelley save themselves. Jacobs, though, there's a 3-on-1 situation on the floor. double tope by the Saints.
Tope suicidas. The head first dives to the floor. Generation Next is getting dominated here. I don't know if I can remember if I've seen any combination of Generation Next dominated at this level in a tag team match.
They have been very successful in these six-mans and tags. Not so successful here as Jacobs goes airborne.
Not the most graceful clutch I've ever seen, but certainly effective.
Gary Moore trying to get them into the ring. Generation Next has to start mounting some offense soon. So far they've been cut off from using all those innovative and effective doubles and triple teams.
Half Nelson grapevine combination by Jacobs. Again, Evans kicks out. Jacobs needs to keep the match in the Steamboat team's corner. Now Evans is going to try to fight his way out of trouble.
That's not the place to go on Jimmy Jacobs. His head can take it.
Well, there may not be much in that head to hurt.
There's a lot in that spear. Jack Evans speared out of his breakdancing shoes.
Stu Hart did not teach him the breakdance. I think that needs to be pointed out. Jimmy Jacobs.
He's having a good time in there. Oh.
Well, he gets that whip reverse. Jacobs does not need to loiter in the corner.
Jacobs, though, fighting out of there, going for that contra code.
No, not from this corner, you don't. And Austin Aries.
That's called a momentum changer. Cover. Evans needs to tag out. He's got Shelley and Aries, two dangerous weapons, fresh on the outside.
Oh, and Jimmy Jacobs trapped in no man's land now. Alex Shelley, who a lot of people say has talent on loan from God.
Well, Shelley says it.
Shelley, yeah, there are those that agree with Shelley.
This is a guy that could challenge for the ROH World title and be an ROH World Champion. In order to get to that title shot position, they need to score a pinfall here.
Snap suplex and a float over by Shelley.
Every fall, whether a singles, tag, four-corner survival, six-man mayhem, they count towards getting you into the contenders ring. The contenders ring voted on. If you get a certain percentage, you get in. Tracy Brooks cheering on at ringside.
Does she get a vote?
I'll give her one.
Yeah, I bet.
Clothesline puts down Jacobs.
Come on, Jimmy!
Hey, but now you accused me of something earlier that's simply not true. Tracy Brooks is at ringside. She's involved at the match. She's lending encouragement in the match. I'm not going to say she's a factor in the match, but at least she's not out of place out there. I don't have a problem with women at ringside if they're there to support the match and not, be on a bad episode of Star Search.
Tracy Brooks is lending her support. Austin Aries a little distracted by her, hitting on her before the match, though. There's a suplex into a slam there.
I can't blame him for trying.
That's CM Punk's girl. Better not. Jacobs now fighting back. He's going between the legs, trying to make that tag any way necessary. Aries, though, immediately pulls him into his corner.
Well, you got to wonder if that might have been a mind game, too. Maybe if you're trying to get inside CM Punk's head by hitting on his girlfriend.
No doubt. Here comes Alex Shelley. Things here in ROH are as hot as ever. What's going on here? What a triple team by Generation Next.
How high did Jack Evans get?
Grabbing those legs on his way down, increasing the momentum.
Jiminy cricket, he was airborne.
That right there used all the strength of the various members of Generation Next. Alex Shelley's technical ability, Austin Aries' high-impact moves, and Jack Evans' aerial ability.
Yeah, you watch Jack Evans wrestle as much as we watch Jack Evans wrestle, you think that we'd quit being astounded by his athletic ability and how high he can get. Every show, Jack Evans still does something that amazes me.
How can you not be amazed by him? If only he would get his attitude straight. As there you see Generation Next choking out Jimmy Jacobs on the ropes. Ace Steel losing his cool.
Catapults Jimmy Jacobs' throat.
Austin Aries has all the tools. He can fly, he can out-wrestle you, he can use submissions, whatever it takes.
We've talked a lot about the great moments in the ROH's first 50 shows. Where does Austin Aries' classic encounter at the end of Survival of the Fittest with Bryan Danielson rank?
That ranks among the greatest matches in company history, as well as a 75-minute match, a testing a limit against Bryan Danielson. Aries is another guy who's just exploded on the scene, starting with the Reborn shows. Really helped make ROH something special in 2004 and freshen things and liven things up here in Ring of Honor. Same for Alex Shelley as he tags in. There's that cockiness of Shelley, spitting right in the face of the Second City Saints, drawing him in, and there's that cocky smile.
Well, actually, Ace Steel resisted, and so Jimmy Jacobs is still in trouble, but at least he's not being double or triple teamed now. Nice poise by Jimmy Jacobs to avoid being baited into the ring.
Punk now losing his cool, slaps the back of Shelley. Gary Morris sending him out.
Well, of course, as soon as I point out how poised Ace Steel was, CM Punk comes into the ring.
I'm sick of being nice.
Alex Shelley has so many innovative and effective moves. Jacobs, though, fighting back, trying to fight out a superplex, a headbutt. Down goes Shelley. These two know each other so well.
And that's why they hate each other so much.
Senton scores. Can Jacobs roll over and make the tag?
I'm even not sure Jimmy Jacobs knows where he is. He's heading toward the wrong corner.
Steamboat urging him on. Tracy Brooks urging him on.
Follow the beacons at ringside.
Shelley inching towards his corner. He has Evans and Aries waiting for him. He gets a tag, and yes, Jacobs gets out. Here's Punk and Aries. Punk going after everyone. DDT stunner combination. Cover.
Come on, ref. 3, come on.
CM Punk, I'm not saying he has to win this match because he gets the title match with Samoa Joe tomorrow night either way. But I think CM Punk needs to wrestle well enough that he can gain some momentum back that he lost in the Homicide loss.
Well, you're 100% about right. And he tried to with that 2 count. CM Punk needs a victory here. He needs to get momentum back in his favor going into his hometown of Chicago tomorrow night. He slaps on that side headlock. He's got that thing locked in. Vice-like grip. Very similar to what we saw in his first match against Samoa Joe when he used that headlock so effectively. Aries now making his way to his feet. Whipping him in. We got a crisscross going. And Aries just slid right into Tracy Brooks. A baseball slide into Brooks.
And it's broken down. It's a riot on the floor. All 6 men going after it. What a cheap shot by Austin Aries.
Aries just absolutely nailed her with that sliding kick, that baseball slide. Tracy Brooks might be injured at ringside. She has to be injured. That was full impact, all impact by Mr. Velocity, Austin Aries.
Steamboat looks like he's going to try to take Tracy Brooks back to the locker room.
Steamboat's a true gentleman. He caught Brooks right in the midsection, I believe. It happened so suddenly, both cameramen missing it. Steamboat, oh, look at that look in his eye. A look of concern and anger. Meanwhile, Generation Next has used this moment of mayhem to take the advantage on CM Punk on the floor.
And the referee's helping the Steamboat take Tracy back to the locker room. That means we're going to be without a referee for the next few minutes.
It's all mayhem going on. Punk, though, he was on the worst end of all that.
Austin Aries waiting for CM Punk as Punk climbs the apron, drives the forearm into the side of the head. CM Punk is going to try to hook him in for a vertical suplex. Punk up and over. Punk off the ropes.
Punk trying to make a comeback. No, Aries ducks that.
Clothesline decapitates Punk.
That'll definitely put Punk down. But look at the corner of Generation Next. Jack Evans is down. Alex Shelley is down. They need some time to regroup, and they might have that time now at the expense of CM Punk. Another one takes the head off of CM Punk.
And remember, CM Punk earlier took that side of the chair to the back of the neck and the lariat from Homicide. So Generation Next, you know that they're going to go after the back of the head and the neck of the CM Punk if they can get an advantage here. And I can't tell from this angle, is CM Punk bleeding from the mouth?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if one of those clotheslines did split his mouth open. Perhaps a lip, perhaps the inside of his mouth. As here comes Alex Shelley in now.
Of course, Alex Shelley, the master of the Border City Stretch, which would take advantage of any neck injury that CM Punk may have.
Aries now. It looks like he might be going for a submission on that neck. No, he's turning over. This is called the skull F. I can't say that word. And that is all impact on the neck and face. 2 count. And there you see the look in CM Punk's eyes. Then glazed over. I don't think Punk knows where he is.
Tags the foot. Austin Aries in. And just tries to kick a field goal. It looks like he's auditioning for the Buckeyes there.
Generation Next should really concentrate their attack on the neck of CM Punk. Perhaps they didn't do this homework. They don't know that's injured after that Homicide match.
No, I just think it's the chest was open and he took the cheap shot into the ribs. Jack Evans. Oh, now what a series of moves by Generation Next. Everything from backspring elbows to drop kicks to the back of the neck and the shoulders.
Let's hear it for CM Punk now, huh?
Someone's going to shut him up. Punk trying.
Alex Shelley, single leg dive.
Generation Next has been so effective in these 6-man, 8-man tag team matches, whatever it is. They made their debut at the show Generation Next when they shocked everybody by forming that group, then having that match of the year candidate 8-man against the Briscoes, John Walters and Jimmy Rave, immediately putting themselves on the map with that 40-plus minute victory.
Rear chin lock. Again, putting all the pressure on the neck and the shoulders.
Gary Moyer seeing if there's any signs of life in CM Punk. Punk showing that he still has some hardened fight left.
The crowd not exactly chanting for Alex Shelley, chanting at Alex Shelley, something that I'd prefer not to repeat.
Shelley's showing a lot of poise, though. Still has that hold hitched in. We got 2 times. One more time, and this one's over. Gary Moore lifts up the arm. No! Punk showing signs of life.
I bet Samoa Joe's watching this match right now. Don't be surprised if tomorrow night, if Samoa Joe has the opportunity, you're going to be seeing a lot of moves going after the neck and shoulders of CM Punk. Drop kick to the back of the neck.
Just like that one.
There's the tag to Austin Aries.
Aries trying to direct some traffic, it looks like. Or Generation Next teamwork.
Yeah, Shelley and Aries both look like they want to be the lead traffic cop, don't they?
That is definitely something to keep an eye on as they spike Punk down. Simple and effective there. Jacobs and Ace still having a problem with the triple teamwork. They do have a 5 count, but they should have a problem with that choke behind the ref's back.
The more that you slow CM Punk down, the more he's susceptible to any of the high impact, high flying moves of Jack Evans.
Here comes Evans with those chops. Punk pushing him off. Punk back elbow.
Adrenaline burst by Punk, but they've got the leg strap keeping him in that corner.
It's another triple team. Punk needs to get out of there soon. There's another strike to the neck.
Boy, how injurious would this be to Punk's momentum if he loses 2 matches in one night before his world title shot?
He can't afford to. There's just no way. Evans scoops him up. Fisherman's buster. Now he turns Punk over. Cover. Ace Steel wisely making the save and spinning on Evans. Tossing Evans down. Tag goes out to Alex Shelley.
Shelley, first thing he's probably going to do is going to bring him right back into the corner.
Hoisting Punk up by the hair and the head. Punk fighting out of this. Knees to the midsection. No, Shelley counters. Golden Gate swing. Cover. That Fisherman's neck breaker called the Golden Gate swing by Donovan Morgan. More impact on the neck of CM Punk.
And again, look, goes right back to that front face lock.
Steamboat trying to rally the troops on.
You know, if it's used right, that front face lock can almost be a sleeper.
Punk almost in the corner. He's almost there. He's going to make the tag. Oh, he didn't.
And Generation Next distracts the referee in case he had made the tag. Alex Shelley, with a burst of adrenaline, drives Punk out of the corner into the neutral corner. Now he's going to bring him back to the Generation Next corner, tag in Austin Aries.
I don't think Punk realized how close he was to the corner. Leapfrog, Aries and Shelley into each other. This is Punk's opportunity.
Aries is hurt. He appears to be out on his feet. So now he's going to check on Shelley. Shelley's still down. Ricky Steamboat is back from the locker room and is directing traffic at ringside.
He's pointing Punk in the right direction, and there's the tag. Ace Steel flies in with a springboard drop kick on Aries and Shelley. Catches Evans. Slams him into the corner.
Double arm with into the knee of the shoulder. Now double arm power bomb.
Shelley right there to make the save for Aries. Gary Moore has got to get these Generation Next guys out of there. Oh, Shelley planted on his head.
Ace Steel wrestling very well here. Catches Jack Evans.
He could be going for that spinal shock. No, the tag's been made. Oh, Punk with a swanton into the spinal shock. That pinned Jack Evans on the last show. But Gary Moore keeping in mind the legal man, kicking Ace Steel out. Mule kick by Punk. Enziguri to the back.
I'm a little bit surprised we're seeing CM Punk back in the ring this quickly. He took a lot of punishment. Jimmy Jacobs is probably the freshest man on the Steamboat team.
Punk hooking Aries. Aries, though. No, another go behind. German suplex to the bridge. Frog splash by Shelley.
Now CM Punk, who took so much punishment earlier in this match. Now Alex Shelley's going to just place Aries on top of Punk. Punk rolls the shoulder. CM Punk may not have any oxygen left in those lungs.
Jimmy Jacobs has seen enough.
Jimmy Jacobs coming in without the benefit of the tag.
Inverted DDT. Holds on to Shelley and splashes Aries at the same time with the Contra code. Cover!
Jimmy Jacobs making his presence felt in this match. Now gets backed off to the floor by Alex Shelley. Austin Aries, CM Punk still the legal men. Jack Evans regaining his win in the corner.
A Steel up now. This match has really taken a toll on everybody. A very grueling match. A Steel now giving it to Jack Evans in the corner. Gary Moore having a hard time keeping control. A Steel now telling Punk to go up. Punk's ready to fly. No, Aries turns into Hurricanrana, and that causes Punk to lose his balance. Punk getting crotched on the top.
Clutch move by Austin Aries. Figuring out a way with one move how to take the advantage away from both Steel and Punk.
Jack Evans proves why he's one of the top high flyers in the entire wrestling world. What's Austin Aries going for, though? No, Punk fights out of it. Punk now pulling Aries. No, a backdrop. And what's Roderick Steele doing with that chair? Moyer's on the floor. He's not seeing this. Steamboat's taking care of him. Roderick Strong trying to interfere, and Steamboat evening the odds with the famous chops and arm drags. Punk now up. Aries hook. Pepsi plunge. Cover. Moyer slides in. Punk gets the win. The Second City Saints and Jimmy Jacobs, led by Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, score the victory over Generation Next. Punk gets the win, and he has momentum going into Chicago tomorrow night for the world title.
Look how excited Jimmy Jacobs is.